This year, at the Colorado State Fair, Jason Allen won the Blue Ribbon for Emerging Digital Artist with a piece titled Theatre the Opera Spatial. All fine till here. Then a proud Jason posts it on Twitter and all hell breaks loose because Jason has used Midjourney to create his piece. Midjourney is an artificial intelligence program that transforms text into hyper realistic graphics. Out came the swords. This is not art, said the wounded. In October 2018, a piece called The Portrait of Edmund de Bellamy came up for sale. It was an AI generated artwork done in the style of 19th century European portraiture. It was estimated to go up to $7,000 but ended up selling for, hear this out, $432,500, almost half a mil. Out came the artist, out came the swords. This is not art, they screamed. So let us ask ourselves, is it art? Art Theatre the Opera Special and the Portrait of Edmund de Bellamy art? This is not art is a statement we have been hearing every generation. Imagine our first art being created in those caves 7,000 years ago. Those haunting images, stenciled palms. The first renditions were probably of charcoal. Then came along an uppity generation which used red iron oxide, much to the chagrin of the first artist. Then came an artist who drew a lizard, much to the irritation of the red iron oxide school. When Giotto and later Brunelleschi humanized religious art and gave it perspective, one can imagine how the traditionalists must have howled. When Da Vinci introduced a technique called fumato, which is softening the transition between colors, when Michelangelo sculpted a composed David, when Raja Ravi Verma turned Indian goddesses human rather than keep them two-dimensional beings living in grids, the traditionalists must have all said, this is not art. When Monet, Renoir, Sisley realized they preferred landscape and contemporary life to historical sequences, there was much derision. In fact, the term Impressionism to refer to their style was coined not by the artists themselves, but by the critic Louis Leroy, who wrote a scathing review about their work. Picasso's work challenged the Western ideas of time and perception by complicating the pace of looking at art. All of these brought swords of various sizes and lethality out from This Is Not Art Brigade. Salvador Dali's expressions of the subconscious had a hell lot of critics who could not grasp the surrealist departure from the rational. And closer to our time, we had Marcel Duchamp, who exhibited an upturned urinal and called it the fountain. In 2019, we have the piece titled Comedian by the artist Maurizio Cattelan, which is nothing but banana duct taped to the wall. Two of these bananas sold for $120,000 each. And the third banana was peeled and eaten by the performance artist David Datuna. According to him, the installation art was delicious. So before we condemn Midjourney and similar apps, one of which is called DAL-E, I just love the name, we need to ask ourselves, what is art? For me, art is a form of expression that is a reflection of contemporary society and how it thinks. That expression could be deeply personal and communicate a feeling or idea that goes beyond words. That said, digital art or algorithmic art, I love that term, much cooler, is a modern medium and a modern form of expression. Art is all about creating memories, language, developing expression, and recognizing patterns. Think about it. Memory, language, understanding, reasoning, learning, expression, pattern recognition. These are what AI is all about. I think everything boils down to what humans consider art. For the definitions are ours to make, or we settle for Andy Warhol's words. Art is what you can get away with.